When 2XKO was out, there was a lot of people giving their feedback after. Jonathan Tene, who a lot of you are familiar with, he came up with something that I thought was so interesting. One of his suggestions was basically make it so that not every character does charged heavy for a hard knockdown. When you hit someone in this game, if you do a charged heavy, this is what the heavy looks like. It gives you this hard knockdown effect, right? And then this is the hard knockdown you get. And his feedback was basically like, hey, I'm kind of fine with like maybe 1 or 2 characters doing this, but I sort of wish that instead every character just had a move that was designated to be this. I do this move and it hard knockdowns instead of doing 5H. And his reasoning was it like homogenizes the look of the combo for the characters, right? Like every character is basically just doing whatever the combo is, charged H at the end. And then it kind of becomes boring because every spectator sees that every combo is like a bunch of stuff happens and then a guy does a charge, and then you just knock him down, right? Your eyes sort of gloss over the combo, right? You're like, oh yeah, he's doing a bunch of stuff, and then at the end, it's a charge heavy, and then that's it, and you get your hard knockdown, right? Every sort of combo has the same rhythm and feel, and his comparison was basically like early Dragon Ball. A lot of the characters were doing this. Look, it's old me making a video. This is what every combo looked like in Dragon Ball. Air smash, knock him up, knock them down. This was like every single combo in the game. As people learned slightly better combos, this changed, but the people who made the game started adding in other moves that gave them this functionality or like made the combo slightly different by changing the way the moves work and stuff. Yeah, this is ancient Sajam times. This is 2018. And there are things like that that are different in the game. So to give you an example, Darius has this move and this gives him a hard knockdown, and it's not just him doing charge H, right? He has like a completely different move that achieves the effect. Same thing with Yasuo. Yasuo has stance H that looks different, right? He has like his combo so he can do boom, 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 stance H, and then he gets his hard knockdown off of this, right? It's the same thing functionally as Echo doing charge H to get it, but it just looks cooler. He's using his own move. It feels better. It makes the character's identity shine a little bit more. It like makes the character look different. And this complaint about like homogenized or similar looking combos across the cast is actually popular everywhere, right? The way I think about combos like this, the characters are doing combos that are like bound to the system. Granblue, people always say the game is just H, EX move, H, EX move, H, EX move, H super or something, right? And same thing with City of the Wolves. City of the Wolves just came out. Every combo is like close button, feint, button, EX, EX, special move break, EX, super or something, right? And people are finding stuff that's a little different than that, but that's the core of what a lot of characters are doing. I think Tekken combos kind of look like that too a lot of times. It's like some stuff happens, there's a little bit of filler, boom, heat burst, and then afterwards you do a little bit of combo, and then it's your tornado, and then it's either wall ender or like whatever your mid-screen ender is. But at least what the characters are doing in their combos are all unique. They're all doing their own moves and strings and stuff that look completely different. And in Street Fighter, you probably already know the combo I'm gonna show you. Button, drive rush, button, button, drive rush, special move level 3. Doing the exact same thing. It's button, drive rush, button, button, drive rush, button, button, special move level 3. Like basically every character has something like this, right? Ryu, button, drive rush, button, button, drive rush, button, special move level 3. Like here we go. Button, drive rush, button, button, drive rush, special level 3, right? These combos are all bound to the system of the game, right? These are all the simple things they can do, but they all have unique things they can do as well, right? So Terry, this combo is like an EX move spaced out, and then he gets the drive rush in the middle of the combo and then spend his level 2 into his level 3 instead of doing, and it does a fuck ton of damage. Like look at that. The Sakuma combo in the beginning is just him doing button drive rush over and over and over, but then he has cool combos too, right? Like in the corner, he has lots of EX moves that he can interact with instead. So he can do EX and then dive kick and then EX air fireball and then drive rush and then double drive rush delay into DP level 3. So he's got like a cool extension that he gets that's corner specific with multiple EX moves. You know, the Ed combo I showed you is very basic, but he obviously has things like this, right? Like the Shin Dream combo where he launches you in the air and then he can do like all kinds of cool stuff like this. And instead of spending the level 3 in the combo, he can spend a level 2 into a level 1 and then still have meter after. So that's unique for him. This is the Ryu one. It's like, you know, the basic idea. But if he has the corner, he has his own Denjin installed that lets him do things like this, where he can like juggle after and then double drive rush and then donkey kick and then get his special move at the end. So he has like unique things that allow him to escape what the normal system stuff is that everybody does, which is just like button, drive rush, special move, level 3, right? You can get away and get around from this. And the cool thing is the game has both. A lot of the times, the better combos are the combos like this. And I think that that's like a pretty important part about the game. I was thinking about this in regards to Guilty Gear. I don't think Strive is a game where the combos look too samey generally. I think the characters have unique stuff. But even amongst the game where I think the combos look pretty different, Slayer is so cool to me because his combos are like completely unlike everything else in the game, right? I pulled up a random YouTube video. Yeah, where he slides you backwards and then he can slide you this way and then he can slide you back. Boom, and then it like splats on the wall. Like these combos are so cool looking and so different from what the other characters in the cast are doing. And you notice that the combos you remember are the combos that stood out and broke free and was different than the rest of the system. Yeah, I do recall in Dragon Ball thinking that a lot of the combos looked really, really similar. That's why a great example is, yeah, why Cell was so cool. He had a combo that was different than the rest of the cast. Cell would smash in the air and then he would throw a fireball and then he would do air 2M, teleport behind you and then vanish and then do like a cool ender. It's also what I thought made Android 16 so cool in the launch version of the game is that other characters are doing like these air smashes and all this stuff. Like Android 16 is not really doing air smashes. He was doing like combos that allowed him to like run up and command grab you and do like overhead low left right or command grab setups in the middle of the screen, and that was unique and different too. It was messed up as hell, but it was like really cool. They got a lot better about that over time. If you look at Dragon Ball combos now, they do not look like the combo I showed you in the beginning of this. They don't look like that at all. Marvel 3 has ABC Launcher, ABC Spike Super, that kind of stuff. But then there's also, I mean, lightning loops are one, sword loops with 0 are another. Every single Dante combo, TAC infinites, or even Doctor Doom foot dive. Like that combo has a unique rhythm that's different than a lot of the other characters. It's like multiple OTGs and like relaunches rather than just like the basic ABC. Doctor Strange doing impact palm. Now that game, he's better in that game than he is in Marvel Rivals now, and he's not even that good in that game. I think it's interesting that there are some games that like just have characters doing EX and they all kind of look the same. Basically any character in Granblue, almost every combo kind of looks like that. There are exceptions, and I think the exceptions look cool. Like Avatar Belial combos, Grimnir combos also look like really different than a lot of the other stuff. 2B as well. I mean, she's from a different game, so that makes sense. And it's the same thing with Fatal Fury. Like Fatal Fury has a lot of characters doing EX, and then the exceptions look cooler to me. Like Kevin is unique because he has a launching super. So I think that he's like a great example of doing something that looks unique and different. And I think Dong's combos look really cool too. Like the Kara axe kick, super rejump combos and stuff are like really sick. Kane's combos are like, yeah, he has like a bunch of stuff that's like, what the fuck? But I think that's just how the games are for the most part. And I think it also makes the combos very easy to understand and do. It's nice to have like a baseline of like what everybody can do, because then it means that when you jump from character to character, it's like a lot easier. In an ideal world, two things happen with the game. There's like this is the kind of combo that every character in the game can do, sort of like a balance system idea, like button drive rush, or HEX or whatever. And then there's like every character can do their own unique thing and interact with the system in their own way and do combos and stuff around their own moves. I think ideally that's how the games are built. You want both. Like the way I achieved this hard knockdown, even as an example, this game has like a really open system, even though the ender of this is like a pretty common one. The way I land this hit, I think, is really cool. Like I did a minigun into like the raised minigun so that when I throw my time winder right here, it's out long enough to get the stun, because the way this time winder works is like once it's out for long enough, it opens up and then you get the stun like this, so that then I could like use this move and then get my wall bounce and then get my hard knockdown. The ender of this combo is the boring part, right? But like the way you get to the hard knockdown is really cool. But yeah, it was a good suggestion. Jay Nasty was really onto something here. Because I think every game you could sort of feel this, right? There's just a lot of interactions or examples in other fighting games where this comes up a lot. It is pretty interesting. I think Strive as a game, it has a reputation of being like a baby game. There's like a lot of hard things it asks from you to do, the better you get at it, right? Like dealing with all the fucked up stuff in the game, first of all, demanding of you like fuzzy jump and like all the fuzzy defensive timing options, the defensive choices you have to make with IBFD, the execution required to like dash block and fuzzy jump and IBFD and like do all these defensive things all the time. Especially weird as like more modern games come out, to think that like Strive has IB and IBFD and then like has Karas in the game that are like pretty tight execution, and just like a bunch of other stuff that's like funny to think about it now. And then you block Gold Lewis and you're like, all right, dude. Guilty Gear in general is usually always like that. A lot of the things that people like about City of the Wolves, I kind of feel that way about defense and Strive, although City of the Wolves has its own cool things that you interact with in defense. It seems like a game where like the better you get at the blocking stuff, and the better people get at guard cancel launching certain strings and like options on defense, the worst block pressure offense will be, because like you can't just do like EX and then stay plus and then do stuff when someone just like blocks the EX move and then does DP break through it and then punishes you. And you can OS the things on defense without even like putting yourself in danger, you know what I mean? They call it like the 0-frame super, but like buffering super down back punch on wake up is like pretty easy to do versus a lot of stuff. And then if you're wrong, you just get block, which is like, hell yeah. Yeah, this is all to say that I thought his point of feedback was so interesting, because at first I thought to myself, does it really matter like if every character just ends the combo and it looks like this, where they like do charged H and they get the hard knockdown, because you get to do the cool mix after anyway. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh, he makes an excellent point, because games where this is sort of the case, I think it's very easy for your eyes to glaze over and you just sort of get bored watching every character do the same thing. And one thing about this alpha that I thought was cool is that most of the characters interacted with this in a different way than this. It was really Echo who did charge H, right? Like Braum was using Door, Yasuo and Ahri and Darius were using their special moves, and it was kind of just only Echo who did this. Charge H was kind of like his unique thing actually, because no one else did charge H really. But yeah, I thought it was like a really interesting point that he made, because I don't think I would have ever thought to be like, I don't like that characters do charge H to get hard knockdowns. My boring ass would have been like, oh, characters have ways to get hard knockdowns, cool. But he thought about like how it looks and feels for everyone way more than I did, which I think is like pretty cool. And it made me think about all these examples in other games, and I was like, wait a minute, he's onto something here.